today, but would like to hear and see the presentation. And with that, Jeremiah, go ahead. We'll turn the time to you. And he is happy to answer any questions as he goes along. So feel free to unmute and ask if anything comes up that you'd like to know more about, or you can certainly wait until the end. You can also use the chat function and we'll monitor that and we can relay those questions as well. So Jeremiah, go ahead.
All right, well, thanks, Jay. So I kind of want to start off today. I just wanted to share a little about the hotel, the impact of COVID and how it's affected the opening process and how we're going to go manage forward. And what are we doing in respects to marketing in this COVID environment? Just a little bit about the hotel. For those who don't know about Hampton by Hilton Hotels, Hampton is the #1 lodging franchise for the last decade and one of the top five brands of the century. We were created in 1984. This includes Hampton Inn by Hilton and Hampton Inn and Suites by Hilton, where we're quality driven, value conscious. We have over 2,500 properties through 29 different countries and territories. We are a brand that leads in new experiences. We were the first to offer complimentary Wi-Fi and free breakfast in the morning, and those still continue on with the Hilton brand. Some of the features of the hotel itself, we're talking about an oversized fitness center, an indoor pool, patio, and meeting room. And we'll get to see some pictures of that here a little bit later. But I do want to start off by kind of talking about some of the challenges we faced opening in the era of COVID. We had a lot of tough times with personal and people visiting the hotel. It could be contractors, subcontractors, vendors. A lot of them not wanting to come out during the mandate of staying at home with the stay-at-home order, and also the reduced hours of the operations of these people coming out here. And my best advice, when it first started, it was very hard to deal with, but the best advice that I have after looking back at it was over-communication is really not a bad suit. Finding out what the concerns are about coming to do a property visit, the concerns about COVID, and kind of addressing those as soon as possible, getting those concerns out in the open during the phone calls so they know and expect what they're going to get when they come here. Another issue that we kind of faced was trade slowed down, lead time extensions. We did get a lot of things from overseas with our FF&E, typical things that would take 14-day lead time. It's now turned into 45, 60-day lead times. Well, heck, we even had a trouble getting our own chemicals that Hilton provides through Ecolab and Cisco, as all the other properties were trying to up their par levels of chemicals, because we did introduce quite a bit of new cleaning procedures throughout the hotel. I'd say the toughest thing that we had to deal with was the applicants and applicants coming to the hotel to actually do the jobs that we have here. We definitely had a very big challenge when it came to the unemployment bonus of the $600 a week, and trying to match that with pay rate was extremely tough. I mean, I even had some employees that would, or not employees, but applicants that would come in here asking for a full-time position, but when we ended the interview, they only wanted to work part-time so they could continue on getting the $600 bonus. So that was very tough to deal with, very hard. I did do a rate survey through the hotels in this general area all the way up until about Portland, and our rates is very competitive. We pay pretty well, but we were unable to keep up with the $600 bonus. Now I know that's a little different now, so hopefully we'll start getting some applicants in. And our last one that we kind of dealt with was basically our grand opening. We couldn't have our grand opening during COVID. We can't have the gatherings. So right now we kind of moved that grand opening tentatively to September. So hopefully we'll get to have one, and we get to invite everybody to come out and take a gander at the hotel and be safe. Some of the things that Hilton and Hampton are doing to kind of manage going forward, Hilton came up with the Clean Stay experience. This is an industry-leading program, impacts every aspect of the hotel experience, reinforces our commitment to the well-being of our guests and team members. We are bringing elevated cleaning practice across every step of the hotel and the guest experience. Hilton has teamed up with Lysol Protection. So every room is getting a complete makeover or complete wipe down of Lysol. And this has been an effort that was partnered with R&R, which is the manufacturers of Lysol and Dettol, with conjunction of infection prevention and control team at Mayo Clinic to advise us on exactly what we need to be doing. So this process has been put in place for us. We have added Hilton Clean Stay room seals. So basically it's like a little sticker that goes on your door frame and your door. And we put it on after we clean the room to show that no one else has been in that room after we've disinfected it, to give you kind of a peace of mind that this room is clean and ready for you. We do extra disinfectant in the top 10 high traffic areas. This includes light switches, doorknobs, remote controls, thermostats. We're increasing our cleaning of our public areas. Something that would typically be done once a day is now done 4 times a day. And we're making sure we're hitting every surface that we have in the public areas. We've got an enhanced cleaning of our fitness center. Again, something that would happen once a day is now getting done multiple times a day, wiping down all the machines. We are doing the social distancing in our fitness room. So some machines are out of order just to maintain that social distancing. We have reduced some of the collateral or paper products in the guest rooms themselves. So no more pens and no more notebooks, those kind of things, the things that get touched a lot. We have removed those. We still have them on site if you want them under request, but we've taken those out of the room. It's harder to clean. Those kind of, or disinfect paper. Buffets, in-room dining, and our meeting spaces have been part of our cleaning checklist. Even if no one's in there, we will still hit those. Our breakfast buffet has been limited. We are no longer doing the buffet, but we are doing a grab and go for breakfast. And I don't know if anybody's ever done this before, but Hilton has a e-check-in or digital check-in. It's something that it's very handy and very fun to use, where if you go in the Honors app, you can actually reserve your room or your reservation, and then on your day of your reservation, you can go into it and pick the room out of all the rooms that we have that's open. You can pick your room on the app. You can pick in the check-in time that you want to check in, and when that room is cleaned or ready for you, we will actually send you a code where you can plug into your phone and have a digital key. So you don't even need to stop by the front desk. You don't need to have any interaction with any employee or staff member. You'll be able to open the front doors, any public doors, and your room. So it's a great way to just kind of contactless check-in, which is fantastic. It's something I use all the time when I go travel. We are looking into new technologies like electrostatic sprayers with disinfectant mists, ultraviolet light to sanitize surfaces and objects, and we're enhanced the team member safety and well-being with personal protective equipment. So at this point, all staff members will be wearing PPE during anytime they're out in the public area. We take great pride in maintaining the highest standards of cleanliness and hygiene. Given the effects of COVID-19, we've taken additional measurements in our hotels today, developed a consultation with the global and local public health authorities, including the WHO and CDC, to make our cleaning and hygiene protocols even more rigorous. At this point, our hotel team is receiving weekly ongoing briefings and enhanced operational protocols. Hilton is active. Our region and global response team provide around-the-clock assistance, so we have someone to reach out to for support. Some of the things to expect during your stay. As you know, the way we look at travel is quite a bit different now. Let's speak about the latest of the list. When you come into a hotel, we are looking for social distancing. Continues to be recommended, so we're going to continue on. That's that 6-foot distance. Face mask is required at this point to come into the hotel. That's to keep everybody safe, even the team members. Some of our hotel services and amenities for your safeties. Some of these amenities and services have been, I guess, lowered. We're talking about such as the pool. So our pool is closed until that restriction gets lifted. Our fitness center, we are down to just a few machines. Breakfast is to our to-go bags, and daily housekeeping. If you are a stayover, we're not going into the room to clean the rooms. If you want to request something, extra towels, sheets, soap, stuff like that, we will bring that up to you. But to keep that social distancing, we are not cleaning stayover rooms at this point. One of the things that we're doing on the back end as well is that we're just monitoring all the experiences. We do have a satisfaction, I guess, survey that we send out to all of our guests. And we're just monitoring, make sure that what we're putting out there is best for the guests. I'm sure there's always room for improvement, and we want to do that. So hopefully that survey is getting out there and getting some good feedback so we can kind of change or add to what we need to do. One of the things that I'd like to have done prior to the pandemic is looking forward. I think we would want to be more crisis ready. So some of the ideas that I would like to have done was to have a preparedness plan. Most companies probably already have one. But when was the last time that we used it? Well, when was the last time it's been updated? We should really start by taking a look at the inside of our operation and know that crisis preparedness is actually culture, and it's cultural. We live in a world that is filled with hyper risk today. We got the pandemic. We have reviews online. We even have the worry about things going viral. So a preparedness plan would have helped elevate or alleviate or mitigate risk. And of course, of any preparedness plan, we want to be able to make sure that we can quickly identify the threat and act accordingly. And some of these ideas for the preparedness plan that I kind of wanted to throw out there is we needed to change the culture of the staff. And we do that by changing the mindset of the team, or at least auditing the mindset of the team. We can evaluate the culture by asking questions to the team, going to the department heads, frontline personnel, support staff. When we ask these questions, make sure we're asking situational questions. These situational questions, find out what are we doing now? What are the guests or clients saying about what we have done? What's their reaction to the incident once we've given our response? Getting these questions down, getting these answers down will help us kind of put out a good preparedness for a pandemic or a crisis for the next time. The second thing that we wanted to kind of look at for this preparedness was who is basically map out our stakeholders. Who are they? Is it our brand? Is it our ownership? Is it clients, guests? Is it corporate? It might even be you. These really, we want to break it down. These want to be our main focus. And we also want to make and find out how will they react as an incident occurs. How will they receive this information? How do they get it? Is it typically through a phone call? Is it an email? Is it through a guest and it's a fire alarm when these incidents happen? Or will they instinctively just go to, say, social media? Mapping out these and our responses and and make the incident more manageable. So once we kind of figure out how they're going to get it and how they're going to deal with it, it makes things a little bit easier for us. We don't need to tell the whole world. We just need to tell our few. And who should be prepared in the cultural preparedness here? Is it top down? Well, top down, of course, but empower your staff to be able to make decisions on how to make the situation better and own the incident. One of the struggles that I had as well was putting this together was that how do I get ownership involved? And it seems like you got to know your audience, basically, when it comes to that. I might have an owner that's very money driven and doesn't want to put these things into place, but speak to them about risk evaluation and cost savings. We've had some lawyers as my owners, and a good way to kind of help that is maybe case studies. And we've got marketing folks that are involved with our daily discussions. And so I went with them with how can we make this a positive situation? How can it make the hotel look good? So those are just some of my ideas when it came to emergency preparedness and looking back, hindsight being 2020 and all, on how we could have dealt with the COVID situation a little bit sooner and a little bit better. The next section I wanted to kind of talk about how we're marketing in the era of COVID. One of Hilton's initiatives or programs that we've had for many years is called Hilton's Travel with Purpose. And what this is really about is how can we help our communities? What can we do to ensure Sherwood is a destination that travelers want to go? Address what we are doing through social media, guest interactions in the city. One of the Travel with Purpose initiatives that they did over the last couple of months is Hilton has donated, through the ownership of Hilton owners, is they've donated 1 million rooms in partnership with American Express. They donated up to 1 million rooms across the United States to frontline medical professionals leading the fight against COVID. Rooms were made available free of charge. Doctors, nurses, EMTs, frontline medical staff who need a place to sleep, recharge, and isolate from their families. Hilton has started the Effect Foundation, which has pledged monies to organizations to help those impacted by COVID, and donating whenever possible. We opened it up where even the guests or members that have rewards points could donate their points, and we would match it per dollar to donate to any of their foundations. Foundations like World Central Kitchen Project and Direct Relief. One of our other marketing aspects that we're doing is we're marketing to our loyal customers as well. Our most loyal customers are diamonds, our golds, our silvers, the ones that are staying at this point, who had to stop during COVID, and they're not earning their points anymore. So how did we had to come across a new way. We have added more points if they're using their Honors American Express card. If you're purchasing things now through that card, instead of getting the 1-for-1, you're now getting 12 extra points for every dollar you spend. We've increased the extended free weekend night rewards. So you used to get more rewards over the weekend. Now we've extended that through every night of the week, so you get more points anytime you stay at a hotel. We started a base point program where you automatically get a certain amount of base points when you stay at a Hilton hotel, and you get a bonus of 200 points every time you stay, every night you stay, I should say. We've also tried to help retain our loyal members. When it comes to the rewards program, you have a calendar year to hit a certain amount of room nights, a certain amount of stays. We went ahead and extended 2019 stays So can stay at a diamond member or a gold member. 2020, we've already extended that to 2021. And any night that you stay in 2020 will count into 2021 as well to keep your tier. This also goes with your points. None of your points will expire in the year of 2020, so you can continue to have those in 2021. We also wanted to focus marketing-wise with our team members as well. We did have quite a few furloughs and layoffs for all through hospitality. Hilton did put together a Hilton Workforce Resource Center where we partnered with a bunch of companies, Amazon, CVS, Albertsons, the Sunrise Senior Living, and Walgreens to help facilitate jobs as quick as possible. We could expedite cases and give people temporary jobs. So we wanted to make sure that we got that as well in there. Team members are very important to us. Another way we're going to focus on marketing is we're going to focus on the upsell. So we do have premium rooms, we do have regular rooms. Focusing on the upsells is getting a bigger discount on the length of stay. So if you're staying 2 nights, maybe that 3rd night is 50% off to get people to stay. We have a lot less people staying at the hotel, so we need to capture as much revenue as possible during the one time they're staying. So adding another night, and even maybe getting a better discount if you have a premium room while you're here. We're teaming up with local restaurants to help promote gift card purchases. We understand that most of them aren't open, or a lot of restaurants aren't open, or they can't be at full capacity. But this might help in the short term of getting some of those gift cards and some revenue coming in. And the last one would be our SEO plan, making sure that we get these things implemented on the internet, and how do we get the right customers to see it. And that SEO plan is a big one that we just make sure that we're always on top of.
Is this a good time for a question about marketing?
Oh, sure. You bet.
Hey,
Yeah.
so this is Bruce with the city. I have a question about if there's some opportunities to work together. I do economic development for the city, and I've worked in another city where we were able to work. It happened to be a Hampton Inn. We actually put a roll-up banner, and in the lobby in order to sort of get attention to the city that there was opportunities for companies that may be staying, or executives or managers who might be staying at the hotel, to actually see that, you know, rather than just seeing 99 quarter, that we're actually building industrial products, industrial buildings here in Sherwood. I wonder if there might be a way to explore that with you. You don't have to answer that now, but I just wanted to kind of get that thought out. Yeah,
so we do have a lobby here. We do have an area where we can put some signage up. Banners might be a little big, but poster size. I also do have a treat shop that we will see through the pictures. I have counter space and shelving that is available for any local business to advertise through there. And we can talk about scheduling, you know, this company gets this month and this company gets next month. But yes, there's opportunities there for us to see those different restaurants or businesses throughout.
Great, thanks.
So that was pretty much what I had. We can definitely go through some of the pictures of the new Hampton by Hilton in Sherwood Portland. We're making you happy makes us happy. So I assume most people have probably seen this for the last 3 years. This is the exterior of the building. It is now open. We love to see it. It's 4 floors. We've got 73 keys here, indoor pool, breakfast room, meeting space, business center, and we'll kind of go through some of those pictures on the inside. So this is the lobby as you walk into the hotel. Welcome to the Pacific Wonderland. It's size, very pretty, very clean. It looks very nice. And Bruce, this is the treat shops I was talking about. So that top counter space is empty, and it's for local. For anything that's local in the area that would like to help or be advertised, we have that space available. There's a chalkboard back there as well that we can put any kind of local thing on, and there's a shelf there with lights that I'm waiting to put something fantastic on there for this area. This is our on-the-house breakfast. It's served daily 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. if we weren't in this pandemic. It's got hot items, cold items. We're even doing pressed juices, fresh juices at this point. Well, not at this point, but in there. Yogurts, hot items could be anything, any kind of hot protein, eggs, scrambled eggs, omelets to bacon, sausage. And we've got pretty much everything there. It's a very nice open area. We close that serving area off after 10 o'clock in the morning, so that breakfast room where seating is, it's going to be open 24/7 for anybody to kind of just sit there and enjoy the day. This is our oversized fitness room where you can stay healthy. It's open 24 hours a day. Some of those machines are out of order. I think I have the signs on in that picture. So it looks like we only took out 3 machines, so the rest are open for anybody to use. Here's our business center, Stay Connected. It is 24 hours a day. Your room key will open it, or even your digital key will open it. It's got printer, it's got the computers, it's got FedEx supplies as well to mail out anything that you might need. This is unfortunately a stock photo of the pool. Our pool is still under construction, should be done in the next couple of weeks, but it will look similar to this as well. Here's our evergreen meeting room. This is a little over 900 square feet. We can fit about 45 people in here. It's got a 60-inch TV with HDMI. We've got a projector, screen, flip chart, markers, a lot of counter space for any handouts or water. And we have that. I want to give a couple pictures of the inside of the rooms. This is our king room. It's got a nice little walk entrance there with tile. Keep things nice and clean. The king size bed with nightstands, clock, radio, telephone, 42-inch screen, TV screen, a refrigerator, coffee service or coffee maker in your room. There's even some drawers in there for your clothing. And this is our double queen room. Has the same amenities, the same things that are there. So about the same. It's a little bit bigger. So all the rooms are about 300 square feet total. So they are a little oversized comparative. The double queens do not have a little chase chair or a lounge. This is our king studio. So this is our limited premium rooms that we have. It is quite a bit bigger. It's about twice the size of a room with a pull-out couch in there. It does have the desk still, AC in all the rooms, 42-inch screen TV in there. And we kind of talked about the COVID. So if anybody has any questions about that, I'm certainly open to talk about the things that we're doing. Here's a couple of ideas that we were coming up with of how we can help you promote. If someone is wanting help with promote, we have the treat shops. We do have an area for brochures and pamphlets. It's a great way to show new visitors what you have to offer. Wineries packages, entertainment packages, adventure packages. You can discuss through my email or give me a call. And
I
I
have
think
another question for you. Let's say we had a local firm that's doing some focus on sanitation procedures and practices. If
Mhm.
they were interested in making contact, would they start by making contact with you directly?
Oh yeah, yeah, please do.
Okay.
Yeah, they can reach out through phone or through email, whatever works best for them. And we can discuss any of those things. You bet.
I don't want to hog the questions. I had one other, and when the developers decided to select Sherwood, what were they thinking in terms of the market niche here? I was wondering if it was wine country or was the growth of other kinds of business that's going on in Sherwood. What do you think they and you see as the primary market opportunities for guests?
Yeah, so with my discussions, it was more about the wine country being so close and kind of um, the entrance to wine country off of 99, where King City is just a little too north, and Sherwood was nestled in, and such the idea that this city was going to grow. We thought King City at that point has grown as much as it's going to grow. Sherwood had such an outlook of that it's going to grow. It's going to have more industrial. It's going to have more businesses coming in this area on top of the wine country. And you guys didn't have, or Sherwood didn't have, a really hospitality sector. And it thought that it was a great opportunity for them to put this hotel here.
Great, thanks.
No, yeah, of course.
So Jeremiah, you, right at the beginning, you mentioned some of the challenges in hiring your staff, and it sounded like you're still hiring then. And if so, what positions are you looking to fill, and who are good candidates for those kinds of positions?
So we are looking basically for every position we have at the hotel. We have front desk positions, we have laundry, we've got housekeeping, room attendants, maintenance. I don't have a full staff as of yet. So every position is available. What we're looking for is someone that wants to provide a great guest experience every time. Someone that's going to anticipate guest needs. When we see them walking in the parking lot, if they're having troubles with their luggage, that we're going out there and going above and beyond and trying to help with that situation. These are someone that can manage their time to not only do what is required when it comes to reservations and the computer system, but also is there genuinely to help the guest and make their experience fantastic. That's what I'm really looking for. Even when it comes to the support staff of behind the scenes, when it comes to housekeeping, is that housekeeper, when they walk down the hallways and they see a guest, are they making eye contact? Are they saying hello? Personalizing every experience, making memorable experiences. That's what I'm looking for mainly. We can always teach and train on the computer side of things, but seeing someone giving customer service is always a tough thing to train, and getting that in the get-go is so much easier to deal with.
And are these full-time positions or part-time?
All full-time.
Right.
How many positions do you think you're looking to fill?
I need 6 positions total.
6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you been working with the workforce board to try to sort of the regional workforce board to try to find employees?
I have not.
I wonder if they could be of help. I need to do some homework on that and see if there might be a good connection.
Great.
We have a question on the chat asking how are bookings looking?
We're getting quite a few bookings, but they're somewhere around somewhere around the date of the middle of October. We picked up 80 room nights and yesterday for this year, but they all started October, November, December. There's always a ramp up period when we're opening a hotel, typically about 2 weeks or so, when there's not a lot of movement. Occupancy is pretty low. We're sitting right around 10%. Our ComSet or the area hotels around us are sitting around 30%. So 10% is actually not horrible, but it's definitely not where we want to be.
Right.
And going back to the meeting room, you mentioned what the capacity was, and I wrote down 45, but I don't think that's right. Is it 45 or is it more than that?
No, it's 45. Correct.
It is 45.
Yep.
Okay. And is that tables and chairs 45, or if somebody wanted to do like a theater style seating, classroom style, could you do more?
Yeah, correct. Well, that's classroom, and that is a round style. If we did theater, we could go up to 55. So another 10 chairs can get in the back there.
And if you're coming from the outside, how do you, let's say it's an outside group that's coming in, do they need to stay in the hotel, or can they pay for the meeting room space, or how does that work?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can rent out the meeting space at any point, as long as it's available. Yeah, there will be plenty of businesses that will want to do any kind of meeting there. In my past, in Tigard, we were getting like Fred Pryor seminars. We'd even have businesses that wanted to do some of their HR training away from companies, and they would away from the work spot, so they would just have their meetings at the hotel but not stay. Yes, totally available.
You know, this may be a little early, I'm not sure, but I'm wondering if the Sherwood Ice Arena could also be a good connection for you. I know you live in Sherwood, so you know all about it. But over time, I think they're anticipating that there's going to be tournaments and other kinds of activities that are going to bring people in from outside the area. And so I was just thinking that if you haven't been in touch with them, always glad to connect you.
Oh yes, Bruce, you're 100% right. I mean, there are some really big. I think that Turkey tournament is very big. It's a big draw to this area. So yes, the Ice Arena is fantastic.
And as you know, the whole travel sports side of the industry is huge, with softball and soccer and all those kinds of tournaments. And we do get our fair share of those events here in Sherwood. So I'm sure that will help you fill some of those rooms throughout the course of the year. Hopefully we can get through this COVID thing sooner than later and get back to that. But another question from the chat room: is there any room service for food prepared at the hotel?
There is no room service at the hotel. We don't have the facilities, the capabilities to cook food. Really, we just have the breakfast kitchen. So we don't do any in-room dining, but we will partner with restaurants around to do the Dash, Uber Eats, any of those kind of things. So we're not preparing food.
Yeah, and you mentioned partnering with restaurants and for gift cards for, I'm assuming, for guests as incentives for staying an extra night or whatever the case may be. And we actually at one point had one of the restaurants, your neighbor right there next to you, Generations. The owner was on the call for a bit, and it looks like maybe he's tuned off, but I'm sure he'd be very interested in partnering with you on something like that or any other type of partnership promotion for that restaurant, as well as all those in all around Sherwood.
Oh, perfect.
I wonder what the best way is to get the word out to the various, there's a lot of restaurants, to the restaurants in the community that there's an opportunity to work with you on this.
Maybe like an email blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll certainly, as we promote the video, the recording of this call today in our newsletter, we'll mention that there's some partnership opportunities, particularly for the restaurants or any business for that matter that caters to a traveler, that they should reach out to Jeremiah and start those conversations to see how that can be worked out.
That would be great.
Well, I especially appreciate, Jeremiah, your time today. And if there's more questions, we've got a few more minutes, but if not, I just wanted to thank you, especially for talking a little bit about COVID and some of the challenges that it presented for you, as well as how you've come to overcome those. And you know, you have the benefit of a fresh start, which sometimes makes it easier, and sometimes it makes it harder to come up with like the crisis plan and some of those other things that you talked about. But they're all important elements that we need to consider and implement into our own business practices. So I appreciate your speaking to that.
Of course.
Okay, any other last questions, Bruce?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, I really appreciate you and the ownership of investing in Sherwood. And I think you're right. I always talk about Sherwood as Portland's gateway to the Oregon wine country. It's a massive wine country, and we're right there. And then as we keep building more companies in town, industrial companies, we have one project which is 235,000 square feet of new industrial that's being completed in Sherwood, and then there's another 575,000 square foot of industrial that Trammell Crow is going to be building here, and there's other projects in the works. And I think that's all going to, these companies will all be great opportunities for the hotel to for marketing and for to take advantage of. So anyway, we're very excited that you're here and looking forward to great success.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and I'll just add on top of that too, the fact that you're here will start to bring, you know, even more people that maybe at one time wouldn't have considered coming through Sherwood or stopping in Sherwood. And that is a plus for all of Sherwood, for all of our businesses that could cater to those kinds of travelers in any way. So I echo Bruce's comments. We appreciate that you're here, and we look forward to working with you. And I think I don't see any other questions coming through on the chat, so I think we'll call it for today. And if anyone has any additional questions, feel free to reach out, and we'll get Jeremiah's contact information to you. And otherwise, we'll call it good, and we'll look forward to seeing everyone next week.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.